Hello, tonight's Thought Leadership Forum is on the topic of in pursuit of high growth markets. We've got two speakers tonight. The first is Steve Taylor from Crown Agents. So Crown Agents specialise in consultancy in developing nations. They also have a banking arm and they help with the supply chain management as well. He's mainly going to focus on Africa at the base of the pyramid economies and how that really works. And then afterwards, we're going to have a contribution from Simon Walford from Mars, who's going to talk about a particular project that he's been involved in, which was how do you get the quality of chocolate in the Indian market given the temperatures. This dotted line shows it for the period before 2002 to 2007. So China has grown, whereas Japan, you should see it at a particular point in time.
There's a little green one on the right.
A little green one.
Putting emerging markets in the too hard bucket, even for branded chocolate.
I think tonight was an interesting one. I came maybe with kind of a structure, but very quickly we got into the reality of what goes on the ground and encouraging people to go and see for themselves. So not plan for every eventuality, but to try and think about what really could go wrong, but actually then get on with it and say, get on with your plan and implement it. So we looked at risk, but we didn't get bogged down in risk. We actually looked at the upside. It's this agent role that quite often these different parties are not used to working with each other. They'd like to trust each other, but they don't know how to do it. So there's a technique, and then there's a kind of an inherent trust that needs to be built. And if they can do it with someone they've done business with before, then a bit of hand-holding, a little bit of help along the way, and then they're able to do it themselves after that. And that's a role that we've been doing for decades. And I think it's valued. It's very straightforward. You actually don't know beforehand what's going to come up in the discussions. And listening to some colleagues here tonight from the health sector and also from confectionery, already there's a wedding there. They're kind of swapping ideas that are going to be good for both of their organisations, and I can see an angle on that for us as well. So it's kind of seeing other people's ideas and springboarding off of those.
So for me, the real key insight, and it comes up time and time again, is you can't do it sat in a boardroom. You need to get out there, understand the market, understand the people, understand the local nuances, and only through doing that is going to really drive your company forward. For me, open innovation in new concepts is, bringing in some different thinking, also bringing in some different solution providers. So it's a recognition that you don't have to do everything all yourself, and that there are other people who probably solve the problem that you're trying to solve. It's just great to get the different perspectives, and it's great to step out of your normal corporate environment and understand other business challenges and also understand how they might be able to help you solve your challenges. So it's great networking, but also some really good positive relationships formed for the future.
Okay, so something that's really interested me today has been the innovative uses of technology. This is something that's very close to my role and something that I have a key interest in. So the fridge that Mars demonstrated today that they've used to keep chocolate bars at a particular temperature, something completely different, completely out of the pharma world. However, I've done some research recently and heard about nano patches where we're going to potentially have vaccines being delivered by patch. How can we best store those at 20 degrees, as it seems to be the temperature that's needed? And these fridges seem like a brilliant idea. Very low power usage, very small cost as well. And I think that if we can work together with a company that has got that, those fridges, and then perhaps adapt them to the African market, perhaps by adding solar panels or something like that, then we'll have a product that really will fly. I mean, this forum really has been quite an informal setting. I think what's been really good is the willingness of everyone to come here, to share thoughts, to share what it is that they're doing, and to really share what their visions are for the future.
I think the main point for me is that it came again and again that you really need to be there to actually see what's happening on the ground, and that is both from a getting to know the market perspective, from a business growth perspective, as well as to develop products that are actually relevant to the consumers on the ground. And another insight that I would take is that it's actually very important to ensure you have the buy-in of the local communities, either by providing education, providing better health, providing better food, that sort of things, to make sure that you are a welcome player in that field and you're not just there for the short term, basically. So long term, and get to know where you're getting into, and don't do anything from a boardroom, would be my two major insights. I think if it's the first of this kind of meeting that I've attended, and I was actually very surprised by how cross-functional and cross-companies the insights could be. So they can be applied, if you tweak a little bit what the insight is, you can apply them to your own company, and that to me is the richness of that sort of things, that you've not necessarily thought about them because at the moment they're relevant to another area of the business, but you could actually implement them quite easily and take that learning, and then that's a big win for me.